grateful for you guys to tune in with us. So today we got a special guest, the one and only Mr. Christopher Derrick. Oh man, I got so much I can say about this guy right here. Personally has changed my life in so many different ways in so many areas. So make sure you guys are getting your pen and paper out, your pen and paper ready. All right. Make sure your entire team is on because I'm about to open up the event to the rest of everybody. So y'all need to make sure y'all got everybody on because it's gonna max out. And I'm about to forward the link. All right. So, but yeah, make sure you guys have your notes, your pen and paper ready. We're definitely gonna share a lot of value. I'm just looking forward to see what he's gonna say. And I'll share with you guys shortly how all this came together. But make sure you guys are sending out the messages. There we go. There we go. If you guys are logging on in-house, please make sure you disconnect internet audio. I don't know if that TV gonna do right. You know, it's gonna be end up being delayed. Well, they not yet. I'm talking about when we start playing. No, I'm talking about the visual. The visual is delayed. But yeah, guys. How y'all feeling today? If you feeling blessed, drop some ones in the chat box. If you feeling blessed, right here, KC, give me a chairman screen on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Y'all got to get around that energy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we got some ones that will drop. We got, all right. There we go. There we go. All right. So this call today is going to be focused on mindset and momentum in your business. Remember, Christopher Derrick is not just a trader. He's also a chairman. All right. So, but guys, make sure you get your pen and paper ready. Send this out to your teams. We just got off of a phenomenal event with Mr. Riyad Jones, my brother, my ace Coon Boom, Chairman 51. I'm always say Chairman 100. I'm not gonna call him 50 no more. Chairman 100, Riyad Jones, with a phenomenal, great leadership board. You had Chairman Millionaire McCoy, Martez Spearman, Taylor Allen, Malcolm, and Brittany Garrison. You had David and Manitier, Chad Thompson, a great panel. If y'all was on that call, if you lasted the entire call, drop some 5s in the chat box. If you lasted the entire call, all right? All right. If y'all said, okay, there we go. Listen, if you lasted, that's all you got to do. Keep that same principle, the entire experience, the entire work, the entire plan to get to where you want to go. All right? Don't tap out. Who gonna tap out? All right, there we go. All right. And if you guys, I don't know if he's going to have time for Q&A, but I suggest you guys go ahead and get prepared. If you have anything you would like to ask personally, go ahead and have your questions and concerns ready to go. All right. And we'll make sure that happens. All right. I'm going to cue the music for a couple of more minutes here, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. Send out your reminders. Let's go. Let's go.
Y'all feeling blitz? Yeah, you know. No, I'm about to get started. No, not right now. You gotta
Well, that thing's thumping, ain't it? Can't he? That thing thumping. Let's go, let's go. Send out a reminder. Let's go, let's go. Three more minutes, 15, let's go. I know people late. All right, there we go. All right, you guys can forward the link out to anywhere. Forward the link to any group. There we go. There we go. There we go. Invite, invite, invite. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Invite, invite. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the call. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's go. The compound effect is about to go down. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? We got some special folks on the call. If you're feeling blessed, drop some ones in the chat box. Let's go. Who feeling blessed? Who my millionaires at? Where my millionaires at? Let's go. High energy. Let's go. One more minute, we're gonna rock and roll. Let's go. If you're going chairman this year, drop seats. Just drop chairman in the chat box. I ain't gonna say CC. Drop chairman in the chat box if you're going chairman. Chairman, chairman, chairman. Where my chairman's at? Let's go. Let's go. There we go. All right, it's time to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Time to rock and roll. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, beautiful people. So, quiet down on the set, quiet down on the set. So, beautiful people, my name is BBURRELL. I'm one of the top leaders and traders in this opportunity, chairman trader in the building. All right, I got involved in this opportunity August of 2017, okay? I got involved in this opportunity August of 2017, and I was looking for so many different ways how I could create wealth and start changing my life for the better. And so what began to happen, guys, my cousin Chad Thompson, which you guys heard not too long before this call, he literally blew my phone up for 3 weeks straight to get involved inside I Am Master Academy. So I dived into the education. I signed up, and I actually didn't take it seriously until a gentleman I saw come across my page. All right, his name is Christopher DERRICK. I got involved in I Am Master Academy. It wasn't until I saw Chris that I said, I got to lock in, because if he can do that, I am not where I need to be. I am not focused. So I saw this information on how he could literally, you know, trade his butt off. I mean, one of the best traders I know, hands down. If you know me, I'm going to tell you CD all day, every day. I don't play. I don't care who's going to go against them. I'm going to always be an advocate for Christopher DERRICK. Guys, please send out the reminders, send out your invitations, send them out all the groups all around the whole world. Let's go. And so I saw this guy grow his account, right? But I saw his posture, I saw his demeanor, I saw his confidence. And I was like, man, I want to be just like him. So what I began to do, guys, I positioned myself to get serious. Somebody drop in the chat box, get serious. All right? Drop, get serious. Because that's exactly what I did. Right? I don't care if you're trading. I don't care if you're building this business. You got to get serious. Then what happened, I locked in on him. Next thing I know, he cracks chairman. He catch chairman 10, chairman 25. I'm like, wait a minute. Not only is he chairman inside his trading account, but this guy can also go chairman. What is going on? That's possible. And so he was the first person that I saw become a chairman trader, or the first person I locked eyes with, right? But what I began to do, guys, was I emulated his habits. I emulated every single thing that he does and did today. All right. I used to study from 2 a.m. to 6 o'clock every single morning. I used to work as a surgical technician for 8 years. I didn't have the time to learn how to trade. So what I began to do was I got serious. I sacrificed sleep. I slept for 4 hours a night, 11 to 2 a.m. every single day. And I didn't care what I needed, what pain I had to go through to gain. All right. Somebody drop in the chat box, gain, G-A-I-N. Press gain in the chat box. All right. So what I began to do, guys, I got serious and I locked in. And I didn't care how long it's going to take. I had in my mind, I was going to focus for 6 months, for 6 years, for 8 years straight, because I also met another millionaire trader as well. And he locked in for 8 years. So listen, I don't care if it takes me 8 years to learn how to trade. I'm going to do this thing. So guys, what happened was I locked in and I studied him every single day. It was an obsession. I probably should have got arrested for how much I stalked him. Right? Because I wanted to know what he was reading. I wanted to know what he was listening to. I wanted to know what he was eating. I wanted to know all his habits because I wanted to do what he did. And that's the secret to success, guys. Just copy the right cat. 6 months later, April 6, 2018, I retired from working as a surgical technician. I no longer was on the clock, and it has been a beautiful experience every single day, guys. We're going on 2.5 years here, completely retired and completely free, getting ready to retire my mom. But the beauty in this, guys, I had a mentor. I had somebody that showed me the way. Christopher Derrick, then he taught 3 times a week. Now he's teaching 5 days a week. You're getting way more value than when I got started. All right. And then I would lock in. If I ran out of the live feed and he stopped teaching that night, I would go through every single video over and over and over and over again in that window. 4 hours a night, not including my lunch breaks. All right. Not included when I could cram in when I got off working in on weekends. I was sitting at home studying every single day. Christopher Derrick. I probably saw him in my sleep. All right. And then I first met him August of 2018 at a Vegas convention. I just was ecstatic. And I was like, oh my God, I love this guy, you know. And we spoke and he hugged me and I went into his class. And so every convention, I make it my business to shake hands and always show gratitude and honor him for positioning me to gain the skill set. Shout out to Christopher Terry, who positioned him. All right. Shout out to Isis and Christopher Terry for positioning so many amazing individuals and us to help level each other up. All right. So this guy right here, somebody that I honor, somebody that I respect, somebody that I completely admire. All right. If you've been on Christopher Derrick sessions, drop some ones in the chat box. All right. If you ever heard me say Christopher Derrick, drop a 2 in the chat box. All right, it's in the plan, it's in the system. If you follow 21 Days of Growth, you ain't got no choice but to hear his name. All right, but not only is he leading over 300,000 people to learn the skill of trading, ladies and gentlemen, he's also positioning so many people to create residual income. All right, residual income. I've always said when I locked in on building this business as well, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be a chairman trader just like Christopher Derrick. I have his picture on my wall at the house. Again, you have to find that person you want to emulate. You have to find that person that you want to be like. All right. And you got to take your life to the next level by following instructions. All right. Who has found success was slow to them because they didn't follow instruction? If that was you, drop a 5 in the chat box. Success was slow to you because you didn't follow instruction the first time around. You got to hear 50 million times before you follow instruction. CD, if you're on the call, bro, can you raise your hand? I can't even. I can't find you. If you're on a call, bro, can you raise your hand or wherever you may be? All right. Right. And why does it take us so long to follow instructions. See, I feel your level of desire determines your level of listening. All right? I feel your level of desire determines your level of listening. Because if you want to do things your way, you're going to listen to you. If you're going to do things somewhat, you're still going to listen to you. But I feel like if you don't, a lot of people have to go through a crisis, or their back has to be completely against the wall for them to actually start following with keen ears. All right? If there's an emergency, I've said this before, if there's an emergency, your senses, your focus is going to go to 1,000%. You're going to lock in, you're going to gain a level of strength that you've already had, but that you never tapped into. You're going to gain a level of focus that you've always had, but you never tapped into. You're going to gain a level where you can go, but you haven't tapped into, because a lot of times people have to tap into these different situations because it has to be an emergency. It has to be something that's physically in pain. It has to be somebody laying in a hospital. But why does it have to take for that, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell y'all, there's a different kind of pain. There's people out here broke. Your parents are working like slaves every single day. You working like a slave every single day, right? It's taking your life away. It's taking your time. You're exhausted. You're tired. If you can relate, drop some 5s in the chat box. If you can relate, drop some 5s in the chat box, right? Drop some 5s in the chat box if you can relate. All right? So it doesn't take physical pain for us to start moving, guys. It should take common sense and just checking your reality. What does your bank account say today? Right? What does your bank account say today? How far away from you are you from retirement? How far are you away from retirement? You're really close. It's just a decision. Somebody probably said 20 years, 30. No. You're super close. All right? But how? Because I follow instruction from somebody who had done what it is that I want to do. That's all you have to do. Stop trying to recreate stuff. Stop trying to get new. Stop trying to do things differently. All right? Christopher Derrick was a person that I emulated every single day. Right? Every day. I still have the proof in my emails, in my notes. I can go to social media right now and go to 2017 and show y'all a DM I see him. I said, I can't wait to be like you one day. I said, I can't wait to learn how to trade from you one day. I said that I can go back and see the history. I can see the history of belief. And here we are today. What happened? I've made over 6 figures because of this man, right? I've developed my own style because of this man through consistency. Used to trade Fibonacci. Now we got Daddy and Kiki, right? Guess what happened next? I started taking this business seriously, and now we're up another 5 figures, right? What do we say? Get serious. Drop it in the chat box one more time. Get serious. Get serious. All right? We're going to get serious for the rest of the year. How much time we got left in the rest of this month? The rest of this year? How much time we got? CD. Trying to see if he hopped on the call. He just told me he had some. 4 months left in the year? All right, cool. So what y'all going to do for the next 4 months? Who gets serious for the next 4 months? If you get serious for the next 4 months, I want you to drop an 8. Because we're going to go ahead and complete that thing. There we go. We're going to go ahead and complete that thing. Drop an 8. There we go. And last but not least, what I need y'all to do, the person that impacted my life, the person that changed my life, the person that has positioned me to have so much success beyond my mentors, inside my personal network, guys. Y'all understand, I've never even just sat under his wing. I just looked at every single thing he did. Some of y'all need physical contact. That's an excuse. I made it a reason. What are you making it a reason? Right? Retired at the age of 30, April 6th of 2018, because I followed Christopher Derrick's habits. His thinking was what's most changed me. I didn't listen to too many people that were focused on mindset. His mindset is outstanding. His discipline is outstanding. His consistency. And most of all, his service. His service is ridiculous. Do y'all know how much time it takes somebody that want to just talk to y'all every single day? Consistently for years? That's a heart of gold. That is a man of God. That was another thing that attracted me to him. His spirituality, his love for God, and showing how who he used to be and now who he's transitioned to be. CD, I'm about to bring you to the line, brother. All right, I think I saw your name pop up on the screen. Let me see. There we go. I'm about to make you the host. All right, if you were the brother, take it away. Y'all drop some flames in the chat box.
Yeah, can you guys
for
hear
my
me?
guy, Christopher Derrick.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey.
Yo, this is mad love, for real. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm just making sure that I recorded. I want to share. I want to keep this memory. So I'm gonna do this real quick, and then can you guys hear me clear? Can you guys hear me clear?
Yeah, you good.
Is it like, because right now I'm doing this thing where I'm adapting to like being in the car and stuff, and you know my creative director's finishing working out and everything, but I'm gonna give as much as I can for this. But first off, I really want to give it back, and I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate all the kind words, because you know, just to be transparent, it's like, you know, doing this for a long time, it's like, man, like it's been since 2000. Honestly, people don't even know like the real time frame, but it's been since 2015, right? So since 2015, I've been a part of this platform. That's what I'm gonna do. So am I host?
Yes.
Okay, let me do this. That way there's no feedback.
Yes, your host.
Perfect. There we go. All right, good. But you know, when you do this for a very long time, you get to a point where it's like you don't really know the people that's being impacted, and when you're not doing it for like that type of clout, you start to just keep going. You keep going. So this call is gonna be pretty real. Okay, it's gonna be pretty real, but it's gonna get to a point that a lot of people need to hear this type of stuff, because it's one of the most neglected things is understanding self. You know, there's so many people that have all this potential to be massively successful, but you know, I used to think that it would be weak to talk about, you know, all the different vulnerabilities and all the different things that happen when it comes to business, when it comes to life, but it's necessary. And who could agree that it's necessary? Who could agree that, you know, throughout this entire journey, like it's like, it's difficult. You sit here, whether you're a single parent, whether you're a person that's going to school, or because of the situation, the COVID situation, there's all these things that start to be surfaced, and then you don't even realize what's going on. You don't even realize, maybe you start to realize that maybe the relationship's not the right relationship for you. You start to realize the friendships, like all these people, the environment. You have this battle between, do I focus on being alone and being faith-based, or do I settle? Do I settle for the crew? Do I settle for these people, you know, who don't really care about you, you know? And people will make you feel guilty in every way, and every single, there's so many different ways that people will make you feel guilty for going all in on your life, right? Who's experienced this before? Like, you know for a fact that you shouldn't be at that party, but everyone makes you feel guilty that you don't spend time with them. You know, people will get upset that you don't have time to FaceTime with them. You know, people get upset that you don't have time to be on a call with them. People get upset because you don't go to dinner with them. You know, people get upset that you choose to stay home and to read books or to develop yourself. Like, they get upset when you say, yo, I'm not going out because I got church in the morning. You know, I'm like, these are all things. It's a battle. It's a huge battle, okay? And I've got to this place in my life where I took a step back from everything. I took a step back from everything because I don't want pride and ego just to you know, just to bleed into my life. You know, I don't want to get to a point that I don't want to be like everybody else. I truly didn't want to be like these are the chairmans, and I love them to death no matter what. I just, like I said, this is an observational perspective. I don't want to be that person that has to, you know, base my identity based off stuff. Like, you know, my main focus is being the best father that I could possibly be. So when people ask, why is there this obsession? First off, I have no idea, okay? I don't know how this obsession took place. You know, this is not something where I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna start doing breath work and doing like, this is not things that's like, you know, it's like, it was in my game plan, right? But for some reason, you know, for there's people on this call that you're going through the craziest situations, and you might look the happiest, You might look like the person that's always taking care of everybody, but you're the one that's hurting the most. And nobody knows because it's in here and it's in here. You know, people kind of tend to forget that there's spiritual warfare going on every single day, right? And if we don't fight, right? If we don't stand our ground every single day, we start to lose and you start to drift. And then where do you drift into? Okay, that's crazy. Of course, the Bible app will put something up right now. For the mountains shall depart and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee. Neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, to the Lord that hath mercy on thee. All right, so that just popped up out of nowhere. But here's the thing. This is real life. And this information I'm going to give you guys right now is the reason why you'll be able to smash Chairman 750. Is the reason why you'll be able to be a Chairman Elite, okay? And the reason being is because you have to be able to tap into this frequency that is so powerful. You have to tap into this frequency that people can't even fathom. You got to understand that Chairman 750 is not fathomable income. Like, it's not something that's like, yes, it's normal. To us, it's normal. Extraordinary, you know, if you think about a supernatural type of life, that's normal for us crazy ones. But it's like what Friedrich Nietzsche said, those who are seen dancing were called crazy by those who cannot hear the music. So just because people don't understand you, it's because they're not on the same tune. They're not on the same frequency, right? They're not on that same path. And if you feel that there's been this obsession, if you feel that you're different, right? Instead of suppressing that, I need you to follow that, right? So like tip number one is to follow the intuition and the whispers of who you're meant to be. I know for a fact that every single person that's on this call, you have these whispers that's telling you, you know, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try fitness. Maybe I should try listening to these sermons. Maybe you should, you know, remove myself, not even try to do, right? To remove myself from this group. There's this thing inside of us that when we're of sober mind, that the first idea, the first thought process is always right. The second is convincing ourselves that, let's just have more fun. Who could agree to this, right? The first thought's always like, man, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. And it's small, like it's very like, it's like a microsecond where you're just like, okay, you think about, I shouldn't be doing this, or I shouldn't be here. So for everyone that thinks that you're not being guided, for everyone that thinks that there's no spiritual entity that is, you know, guiding you into the right direction, well, the reason being is because we quiet that whisper, right? Who here has quieted that whisper before and has led you into these places, right? Who's been led into places that you don't even want to be in, right? Who was led into, you know, environments and in these toxic relationships, or even with business, right? The chat's still open, right? I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. So it's like there's these whispers. You have to follow these whispers. You have to follow this intuition. Every single person here is absolutely beautiful and phenomenal, and it's inside of you. You just have to surface this out, and it takes a very, not even a long time. It takes for us to have that self-awareness that there's something bigger than ourselves. And who could agree that we feel like we are part of something that's bigger than ourselves? And there's a spiritual thing that's taking place, and because of that, all the tangible things is easy. It's easy. But you have to have this refinement that takes place. You know, we call it divine delays, but in those divine delays is divine refinement. But we keep shutting it down, right? We keep shutting it down. So what I decided to do with this whole thing is, I truly went into this mentality of feeling like just feeling like you're worthless, okay? And the reason being is because you watch all these people start making a lot of money, all your friends. You start watching people in your organization making a lot of money, and then you watch them change, but not change into something that is not even them anymore. I started to see people's voices change. You know, some people had this very proper way of speaking, and then it turned into super slang. You know, some people, I know they don't even care about those. They told me before that those shoes are so uncomfortable, but yet they wear it all the time. You know, so people would be open with me and be vulnerable when they're over here getting mentorship at my place, and then just being together alone, but they act different, right? And I was confused. Who here has been confused before? Where do we go with this? Where do we go? You know, when it comes to being a chairman, when it comes to being a chairwoman, where do we go? When it comes to being a professional trader, right, and an elite trader where you're making millions per trade, when it comes to digital currencies, whatever you choose to be, right? Who here is having this identity crisis of not really understanding or knowing what path to take? There's my water. Is there anybody that's like that here? Am I the only one? It gets confusing. It gets confusing. And the moment you start to have this brighter light, it doesn't matter. It's the closest people that surround you that will try to dim it. To tell you like, yo, you keep shining bright. Stop. You're trying to be healthy? Come on. You don't smoke anymore. You switched up on us. And I remember this direct conversation when I was at the Dominican Republic for this mastermind retreat. And I was walking with a buddy of mine. And he looked at me and he says, yo, can I be honest with you? I said, shouldn't you be honest all the time? Shouldn't you be honest all the time? They're like, dude, you're such a Virgo. I was like, because I am a Virgo. Like, shouldn't you just be honest all the time? He's like, yeah. So what's up? He's like, bro, you switched up on us. You don't care about us anymore. You don't party with us. You don't drink with us. You used to smoke with us. Like, you think that you're better than everybody else, and saying all these things. And I looked at him, and then he kept talking. And I said, all right, are you finished? Are you done? He's like, yeah. I was like, don't ever try to push me down or to take away from the goals of being a better father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand this. You think I did this for you? I didn't do this for you. I said, I have a little girl that I'm responsible for, right? Like this little girl that literally tells me every single time, instead of saying I love you, buy me a toy. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm responsible for this person. If you go from a place to where you've been abused from the age of 4 to 17, and every single day you get beat by your stepdad, and you try to kill yourself 3 times, there's this obsession to be the best father that you could be for your child. And so there's this obsession that's inside of like, I don't ever want to put her into a situation where she feels like she's worthless. I don't ever want to put her in a situation where she feels like she's unloved. I don't ever want her to get to that dark place. So how do I do this? I have to be this light. I have to be this reference point. And for anybody that doesn't understand that, at first it didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me that how you could have children and not strive for that. Or if you want to have a family. Like, there's people here that's talking about, oh, I want to find my wife and I want to find my husband. But you ain't acting like a good husband right now. You ain't acting like a good wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't attract it into your life. These are all things. It confuses me so much. How we listen to Bob Proctor, how we listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza, how we get motivated and we cry with Les Brown. How David Emanite could be on stage talking about faith and talking about desire and talking about the skill, but yet we forget about it. Like, we forget about it. It confuses me. And then when I try to speak these things to others, okay? When I try to speak these things to others, they're like, bro, what's your problem? Like, you're killing our vibe. Can we just chill? You know, bro, come on, man. Like, we're trying to have a good time, right? You know, these are the words. I'm just going to be very transparent with you guys because I'm very expressive now. And because I've found healing, right, I can say whatever the heck I want to say, right? So what happens within my business, I felt the highest depression I've ever felt in my entire life. To watching these individuals that you mentor, that are your family, that you feed, that you fly them out, you take care, you hear their pain, you hear these struggles and all these things, and then you watch them turn on you. You watch them that the last event that I went to, a mastermind event, a mansion mastermind event, there's people that would talk to me deeply through conversations for hours. Then when I went there, no one said hi to me because I was dressed professional, because I had a haircut, because I've been working out. I feel better about myself. I sat at the table away from everybody, and I just grinded. And I watched everybody. I watched everybody smoke and chill and drink. In my mind, I'm like, first off, that's unacceptable. Because if you're not 6 or 7 figures, I'm gonna smack that weed out of your hand, because this is the place that you want to be able to bring kids to. Like, what if they don't have a babysitter, you know, and they have to bring the kids? Like, this is not an environment for that. Like, I've seen true network marketing legends. I've seen it. And they make you feel great. They make you feel amazing. They make you feel empowered. Why is there people that have never made money in Amway, but for 10 to 15 years, they're still a customer? And they still respect their mentor. Why is that not the tone of this entire company? You want to know why? Because we have an amazing comp plan. An ignorant person can make money if they wanted to, which they do. You learn how to trade, and it's very easy. You just copy these skills, and you boom, and all of a sudden, good. And all of a sudden, money amplifies you more of who you are. I went into this sense of identity crisis, and I'm protecting people so they could just keep going to Chairman 750. So you don't have to sit in this bubble that you think that you're alone. You're not alone. You know, I realize now that a lot of the experiences that I went through wasn't for me. It was for other people. It was for other people, so that way I could be able to be there for them. You know, one of my guys on my team last night, you know, was sitting there just just crying. He was just crying. And I looked at him. I said, cry. I want you to cry. Like, I want you to be around me. I want you to be open, be vulnerable. Like, just cry. Just let it out. This is a comfortable place. You know, he's like, I just want to take care of my mom. You know, I don't want to be the same. Think about it. For a man to say this, I don't want to be like my dad and have multiple women and not know what love is, and to hurt my mom the way that he hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes vulnerability and strength for someone to talk about that type of stuff. And the reason why it was hard for me to speak about these things is because, you know, to my direct organization, no one cared. I'll bring this stuff and no one cared. So you know what my mentality is? I need to find a new team. I'm building a new team. I don't care. I'm not gonna wait on your spiritual development and growth to take care of my family. But there's this thing that takes place, and I'm gonna teach certain habits and certain things that help you along this journey, right? So people always ask all the time, why are you so disciplined? You know, why do you do all this breath work? Why do you do these cold plunges? Why do you do all these things? I said, because when you hate yourself so much, you'll do everything you can to make things better. Like when you make the wrong decisions when it comes to money, and then you have to choose between child support and gas. Like, you will literally do anything to never have to be in that situation again, right? People don't understand this. Your motivation is money. You only go so far. I'll run laps around you just because my main focus is purpose, right? Main focus is purpose. My main focus is that, you know, that my daughter could look up and she sees that's my father, right? That literally throughout any situation, it doesn't matter, the craziest situation that takes place, all she has to say is, I need to call my dad. I want to call him. Like, because he doesn't judge me. He doesn't make me feel some type of way. He's experienced all these things. He's the epitome of everything that I need, okay? That's that obsession. So ask yourself this question. You can write this down. What is the obsession? What is the obsession that will drive you when other people try to distract you with distractions? What is going to be the obsession that you say, no, I'm good. I appreciate you. Well, I think that you should do this and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion, and I respect your opinion. We could agree to disagree. You have a wonderful night, right? Hit me up in the morning when you wake up early. Oh, wait, you won't, because you'll be hungover. So it's like you have to think about this, like the obsession, you know? I'll give an example, right? You guys want me to be deep? You guys want me to get deep? There's certain things that take place, okay? I've now once again got off of Instagram and social media to watch stuff, right? I got off digital dopamine detox, just like, you know what, I'm good now. And it was trippy because I'm good and I'm happy and I'm fine. And then all of a sudden, I'm going on Instagram and I don't have any beef with any of my exes, all right? Except one. Latinas, man, they're crazy. I'm joking, okay? For all Latinas, you're like, what? Are you serious? No, I'm just joking, okay? But no, I'm not joking, right? But I saw my ex out at dinner with the one person that screwed over my entire business. Used to be my best friend. Took 800 people from my team. I went from 50 people away from Chairman 50 to one person away to being P2K. And she was there for that. And she was at dinner with him in this group. Now, here's the thing. I'm over that, but you're not going to lie. Like, you're going to feel some type of way. And you're going to sit there, you're going to say, yo, who's really there for you? Like, was these people even there for you this whole time? And you sit there and you're like, wow. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm over here cleaning. I'm over here doing laundry. I'm doing all these things. And you sit there, you said, how come you could do so good, but yet people want to cause you so much harm? How come you could love so much, like you could love people so much, provide them with the experiences that they never experienced before? Like, we travel the world together. Like, you've seen different countries together. You've seen all these things together, right? I was like, and how could this take place? And when you go into a deeper sense of spiritual maturity, you start to realize that it has nothing to do with you. That they will only base their life off of the perspective that they have of themselves. Why is this important, right? Because people always say all the time, when I do trainings like this, like, oh, come on, let's get to the money stuff. Let's hurry up. Let's get to the money. Give me a trade, right? Let's like get to the money. This is the money stuff. There's people on this call, you've been in the same situation for the past 6 months. That this year seemed like nothing even happened. You just been in the same spot. Or even worse, you start picking up those habits again. You know what? It's COVID. I'm gonna start chiefing it up. right? You know what? It's just one drink. Like, you know, that's just like, and you start to go into this cycle. You don't think that the distractions that the enemy uses is going to be something that's subtle. You don't think it's going to be something just to distort the perspective of it. I'm having anxiety. Maybe I should smoke weed. These are all things we have to understand. If you want to be on stage as a chairman elite, what kind of foundation, what kind of morals, what kind of ethics do you stand for, right? If you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything, right? Like, what do you stand for? Are you a hypocrite? Are you going to act a certain way and say, these are my morals, this is my high standard excellence, but yet you flying all these girls out to all these different cities that you're definitely not launching anybody in those places anyway. You're just going out there just to flex. You know how stupid it is to flex to spend money? You want to flex, invest. You want to flex, invest. You know, for all the people that talk about all the time, it's like, I'm over here teaching generational poverty. No, you're not. You're teaching people to spend all their money and to live paycheck to paycheck. That even as a P2K, they're still living paycheck to paycheck because you're thinking that you gotta fake it till you make it. No, you have to faith it till you make it. Does that make sense? You faith it till you make it, not fake it till you make it. All these little marketing ploys, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's the reason why. The same reason why people will come into your business is the same reason why they'll leave. Trust me on this, okay? There's nothing wrong with how people, whatever, that's their style, it's observation. There's no judgment from anything I say, it's just observation, and I'm entitled to my own opinion. You don't have to agree to it. Doesn't mean that I hate anybody else. But if I'm over here and my convincing of people to get into this business is money, the moment there's another deal, another company, they'll leave you. But if the foundation was based on faith, was based on morals, was based on ethics, was based on values, was based on you didn't believe in yourself, and now you believe in yourself, now you love yourself, how hard will it be to find someone that could replace that? They can't. You're the one. You open the door to personal development. You showed them Bob Proctor. You showed them meditation. You said, hey, look at yourself in the mirror. Look how beautiful you are as a person. Like, these are all the things that we have to, like, the text message that I sent to this guy after he cried last night and everything. I said, I believe in you. I'm taking you under my wing. Stay close. I said, you have this quality that I've noticed where you care deeply about people. You can't teach that to others. We're going to fine-tune the other skills, and you're a chairman elite. Because the one thing that's very hard to teach is kindness and compassion, empathy. You can't, it's hard, right? Because if they don't have that for themselves, if they can't, just like Tony Robbins says, if you can't influence yourself, you can't influence other people. You can't influence other people, right? For all the OGs, and you've seen me from the day one. You see me in the phases of me being chubby and eating a Whataburger every day. Every day I was eating a Whataburger. It was a patty melt with a fried egg on it with avocado ranch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was every day, and I just looked puffy. Just look straight, just puffy. Okay. And then I switched and I changed. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to do. What did Bishop T.D. Jakes say? He says faith is a movement, not a monument. So we're supposed to be moving. We're supposed to be moving, not sitting still. Not sitting still. You're supposed to be moving. And if it's uncomfortable, then you're in the breeding grounds for faith to take place. You got to remember, I was talking about on Instagram Live and also this call, I said every single prayer is not a question, it's a command. It's a command and it's a declaration. It's divine expectations with gratitude sprinkled on top. That's all it is. It says, Lord, give me strength. Give me power. I thank you for it. It's not saying, God, please, I hope that you one day that like, and that's the reason why I didn't want to go to church for a long period of time. I was watching the same people pray for the same things, for the sicknesses that they created themselves. You know, I watched my grandpa now has type 2 diabetes, and he has to prick his finger all the time. When we told him before, I said, yo, chill out, man. Like, I want you to live forever, no matter how much you annoy me. You're saying, like, I want you to live forever. But it's crazy. Like, these are all things that we have to reflect on. You have to start to realize that all the things that have caused you pain in your life is really just foresight to you being the exact opposite. So if you saw the pain of watching your family struggle with health situations, then you become the reference point. Like, you become the lighthouse. When the ships can't find its way, they're looking at you. They're looking at you no matter what, okay? This is the reason why people have the lid. So we talk about law of the lid with John C. Maxwell all the time, but what is your lid? Everybody thinks the lid is just skills of just finances. That's just a little bit, right? Even in Think and Grow Rich, and even in the Bible, it says, in order for us to receive, you must pray, forgive, and then you receive. How many of us have not forgiven other people? Like you're literally living in like the last like 5 years ago. How many of us are not forgiving other people? I'll give you, I'm gonna say one thing that will break every single person's paradigm, okay? Who here has had struggle forgiving someone? Be honest with me. Like who has, because this could be the key. This could be the key, right? This could be the key in order for you to get to the next level. And the reason why I can state this is because I've healed from it, okay? Because I've healed from it. I forgave the person. At the age of 11 years old, my stepdad raped and molested me. And my mom walked in and saw everything. And the next day they acted like nothing was wrong. They acted like nothing was wrong because I was a little kid. So they thought that I forgot about it. They thought that I forgot about it. And then what happens later on down the line, my family was close. My grandparents, everybody. The moment I couldn't hold it anymore, I told my grandparents. It separated the family. It separated the family. You know what it did? My family, my mom, my stepdad, everybody, they blamed me for breaking the family. To this day, no one's having Thanksgiving. No one's having Christmas. And they put the blame and they said it was my fault. They said it was me. I wasn't invited to my sister's wedding. Wasn't invited to my sister's wedding, even though every day she saw me get beat. She said she used to crawl into my bed and she says, Kuya, which means older brother. She said, everything is going to be okay. And she just wiped the tears off my face. And I asked her, I said, why didn't you invite me to your wedding? She's like, oh, you know how daddy is. And so you sit there and you're like, dude, what the heck? I started researching. And Dr. Joe Dispenza said that the moment that you forgive, it's like liquid honey coming from the top all the way down. And that you're not forgiving for just for them, you're forgiving for you. They said that they've done studies that the moment that you forgive, they watch the chemical backing within your brains and also your body. There's this release. There's just this release, this tie that you have to this person. It's just cut. It's done. And you move forward. Does this make sense? So for anyone that's having a hard time with that type of stuff, you have to forgive, right? You have to forgive, okay? Don't forget, forgive. That doesn't mean like, forgive, just kick it. Like, no, forgive, okay? Forgive. Now, the hardest part about this is that if you love God, who here loves God? Be honest. And if you're made in the image of God, in order for you to love God, you have to love yourself. If you don't honor yourself, you don't honor God. It took me a very long time to figure this out. So if you don't love yourself, you don't love God. Does this make sense? That's the reason why I do all these things. I research all this stuff. They say, why do you watch these podcasts? Because I want to learn how to love myself. I want to learn. If I love myself, would I hang out with these people? No, I wouldn't. If I hang out, if I love myself, would I take these drugs? No, I wouldn't. If I love myself, would I eat this food or this food? Oh, this food. You start to ask yourself these questions. Like, if I love myself, would I go out tonight? Or would I just do some laundry and just relax and chill out and organize my whole day for tomorrow and just read? You're saying these are all things that you could, redirect, okay? But when it says that you must pray and forgive, how many of us have not forgiven ourselves? Be honest, how many of us have not forgiven ourselves for pain that we've caused? So when you don't forgive yourself for pain that you've caused, then you never really get to tap into the spiritual abundance that God has for you. So this is what takes place when all this happens. This is the reason why I'm so excited about this call, is that now, when you fix these things, when you forgive yourself, you forgive others, right? You become naked. You become spiritually naked. You become emotionally naked, mentally naked. You feel like you're completely an empty vessel. Then God could use you. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Because now blessings can flow through you and not stop at you. And I don't know why I've been talking about this lately, right? But the reason why I know all these things now is because this is crazy. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this in my personal life. You're lucky you have an amazing leader that I care about a lot. So I met this girl. All right, I met this girl, and it was different because everything was about spirituality. All the talk was about spirituality. All the things that get sent to me is devotionals. And then this is the first time in my life where I am sitting in front of someone And I said, I want to be a better man for this person, even though we're just friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like when you sit there and you think like this, like, wait a minute, the people that you spend time with, whether it's a relationship, whether it's friendships, you know, it needs to be around people that they motivate you and they inspire you to be a better person. And when you do that, you completely just take off into this next level. Does this make sense? I'll give an example. I'm over here saying some stuff last night. I said, yo, this is just the way my mind works, all this stuff. It's like my mind's like this, and then my spirit's like, no, just say this. And she's like, I only want to hear the Christopher that always talks in the spirit. I said, bet, all right. Like, this is the type of stuff that's like we have to surround ourselves with in order for us to take our life to the next level. Like if you see all this stuff, even though it seems like this is very intangible, it's very tangible because now this is, if you really think deeply about this is all the plan of action. This is all plan of action. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself, being completely empty spiritually and emotionally and mentally open and naked when it comes to that. Allowing yourself to have this space, just like the creator of Fear of God talks about in that interview with Pastor Stephen Furtick. He says every day he has to make space to allow himself to be empty, to say, just whatever you want to put in here, like just let it flow through. Whatever creative things you want me to see, just put it in here. But if you don't have that time, you start to drift and realize that it's been 8 weeks or 8 years that you've been disconnected from source. So how can you tap into divine intelligence? How can you tap into all these things if all you're tapping into is your ego? All you're tapping into is your anxiety. All you're tapping into is these emotions. You're over here sitting here and you think about what the perspective that you have when it's as a father with a child and you're watching your child struggle with these emotional problems and you're there like, hey, it's okay. Everything's all right. This is what's been happening our entire lives. Like we're sitting here and God's like, do you know who you are? Do you know what you're capable of doing? Come on, yo, snap out of it. Like, that's not who you are. That's just a thing. You're ready to forgive. Yo, just step up. Put your chin up. Like, you have to think to yourself, right? You have to think to yourself because I found out the way that God loves me based the way of that I am for my daughter, okay? And I found out the way that God loves me based off of the way that I feel about my friend, right? Don't be snitching on me, by the way. I'll be saying, as we still in the friend zone right now, like, who here has watched relationship goals? Anybody watch relationship goals with Pastor Michael Todd? Right? So this is what I said to her. I said, can I ask you a question? She's like, yeah. I said, do you mind if we become intentional friends? We become intentional friends and have parameters. And that way we could get to a point that with each other where we could be spiritually and emotionally naked with no judgment. Boom. That's a bigger flex than being like, what's up, girl? Like, look at my shoes. You see it? At least some off-whites. You can't tell the tag is still on. It's right there. The tag's on. This is an off-white. And this is a lot. It's expensive, right? That's more of a flex because you're getting to know people on a deeper level. But if I said, okay, if I could feel that the same way that I feel about this person, where I want to nurture this person, so I don't want anything to tarnish the beauty of this person's soul, then I was thinking to myself, wait, this is the way that God thinks about us. This is the way that God thinks about us. Right? And the enemy's using these things to distort. It's nothing crazy. It's just distortion. Whether it's through all these little habits and vices that's within our lives. I want you to think to yourself, if you start to, just take away, let's say you have all these things that's around you that's chains, right? It's a vice of weed. It's a vice of pornography. It's a vice of sexual intimacy. It's a vice of all this stuff, right? Pastor Mike talked about this, but you start to cut all those things off, you're free. You're completely free. And you start to sit there. And for a lot of people that's here, say, well, it's boring, Chris. Duh. It's called chemicals. Like everything that you do creates a chemical reaction. This is the reason why. You want to know why there's more intimacy when I'm talking on this call right now? Because I spent no time today. I spent no time today scrolling. I haven't watched any stories. So when you don't watch any stories and you don't scroll, you think I wanted to? Of course. Especially when you're using the bathroom, you know what I mean? You're chilling there for like a little bit. And you're just like, what am I supposed to do in here? Usually I'm on TikTok, but I got to think now. but you start to, your brain starts to create this craving for dopamine. How do you get that? Through conversations, through growth. Growth equals happiness. And you start to, oh, okay, this is the way that it's supposed to be. If we start to go back to the way that we were, think about how powerful that you'd be, right? For all the people here, for all the men and women in here, when it comes to why do I practice sexual transmutation, is because after 30 days of doing nothing, not seeing anything and not doing anything, your dopamine levels go like this. Your levels go like this, okay? Now before it was like this, it was up here, it was up here. So when someone says, hey, let's work on our business and let's work on some content, the dopamine level, if you do that, will only go like this. It doesn't reach here. It doesn't reach there. Hey, why don't we focus on going to the gym, this week and everything, but this doesn't go into the girl that you're hooking up with. It's up here. That the release, that orgasm is up here. Now I'm good. Right? When it comes to hey, maybe we should work on our trainings. Well, Netflix is up here. Like the shows is up here. Okay? So it's up here. It's up here. So of course it's not gonna go to that point. So I said, all right, bet. I'm committing to this. Everything that I tell you guys is not my information. Right? We say it all the time that we stand on the shoulders of giants. This information that I got was from people that are billionaires, that are millionaires. Why? Because I'm annoying when I meet these people. I'm so annoying. They're so confused how they could be sitting down and I'm next to them just like, so what's like 3 things that like change your entire life? And they're like, this. But they're not used to that. They're not used to someone who's so curious. And if there's a person who's operating from a very magnetic level, their aura is huge, and they see someone who's so curious, they want that. They want to help that person. And that's the reason why I started doing these practices. I started doing these practices because they told me to go outside every single morning and absorb the sun for 15 minutes. They told me to go outside and celebrate every full moon, And when they told me that, I was like, wait, what? Like, do I need a ceremony, like a blood ceremony? Like, what are we supposed to do in the full moon? Like, no. He's like, I just chill with my wife outside. We just look at the moon and just talk and stuff. Like we're meant to feel these things. If you don't believe that this stuff is real, then I want you to research what happens when there's a full moon in the ocean. It's pretty obvious. Something's going on, right? For all the people like retrograde, right? There's something going on. There's something going on. That's why I said in the other call earlier before this, they said that millionaires study astrology. They said that billionaires use astrology. Yeah, I'm going to do what the billionaires do. I'm going to get all woo-woo and stuff, and I'm going to research everything that has to do that, because if they said that billionaires use astrology, I don't care what you have to say. I'm listening to this person. Why? Because this person bought a condo and a place and a resort that those condos are not even supposed to be sold. Like, they're saying, how much are these condos? In Marbella, Spain, how much are these condos? I'm trying to be as magnetic as this guy, right? How much are these, with a French accent? I can't even do it, but how much are these condos? Like, oh, sir, these are not meant to be bought at all. And he looked at her in the eye and says, how much are these condos? And she's like, oh, we'll set up a meeting. I'm like, yo, this dude rich, man. Like, he about to buy, like, when he had to repeat himself twice but didn't raise his voice, I felt like, who here has watched Star Wars? How much are these condos? That's exactly what I felt in that moment. I was like, dude, I want that. Why do I want that? Because from the business meeting that we were having, guess what happened during the business meeting? His wife was putting his vitamins and his supplements in front of him while he's having this conversation. So in my mind, I was like, oh, this could be like is this like a submissive relationship? Like, what's going on here? Like, I was like, that's kind of cool, but I don't know. But then guess what happened after the meeting? The way that he grabbed the back of her head and just looking in her eyes and kissed her on the forehead, and he's like talking to her. And I was like, I want that. And everyone's like, why do you want that? Because that's how I want my daughter to be treated. I want that because that's how I want my daughter to be treated. So when he told me all those things, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sun gaze every single morning. I'm gonna make sure that I focus every single, new moon. And then the third thing he said, what he said, because I probably heard me say this before. He said, do not at all, no matter what, do not release your seed. When he first said that, I said, I didn't hear that part. You got to repeat that one more time, because I thought I heard you say something, but I thought you were talking crazy talk. He said, you don't release your seed. I left the meeting instantly. Jason's like, wait, what? And I left and went straight to go do research. And I saw everything. And then I realized something, being on this journey of retention, all this type of stuff. I'm about to blow people's minds right now for all the dudes in here, because obviously women don't have semen, right? So, so think about this. Have you noticed, this goes for men and women actually, have you noticed that during the time frames where you're doing nothing, no sexual intimacy, everything's just flowing? Everything's just flowing. And have you noticed that when you get in intimate relations, drama starts to take place? Could it not even be from that person? It could be all of a sudden you find out that your car gets a flat. All of a sudden you find out about bills that you didn't know about. All of a sudden people leave your business. You know, I was like, yo, because I study a lot. I do a lot of metrics on things. And I was like, yo, this whole time the Bible is a golden key to the abundant way of living. We just got to follow it. You understand how powerful it is if you offend me? And I say, I got on a call last night. I don't even want to break down about it, but there's a very kind person that literally got screwed over from business. Like, he had no right to be screwed over from business, like, at all. Like, this is probably, we were literally talking about 2 days ago, we're like, he is the most kindest person we've ever met in our entire life. And he got screwed over, lost all his money. I'm not going to say names or anything, but it's just, it hurt. I couldn't, when I'm on FaceTime and he's seeing that he's talking, just like, to watch this kind person who also, his brother was murdered in Colombia from the cartel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things, to watch him, I couldn't even make eye contact, because if I made eye contact, I would have broke down. Like, I called him, nope, stay strong for him, stay strong for him. And I told him, I said, I don't know why, but I know for a fact that you will be blessed if you pray for the people that hurt you. I don't know why, but if you wanted to put ego into it, it's like a curse word. Like, think about this. Imagine you got like that one big friend. Someone's just, you know, I have to, because I'm short, right? So I always keep, you know, people around me that are huge to make it look like I'm important, right? No, I'm just kidding. I always have friends that are always tall, okay? So all of a sudden, it's like someone says some crazy stuff about me. And I'm like, you're really going to let him talk to me like that? Like, and then my friend just takes care of everything, right? That's God. That's God. So vengeance is not ours. I learned this from, who knows, the Cruikshanks? The Cruikshanks. And he brought me in. He gave me some mentorship. I didn't know that he was going to give me mentorship. He asked for trading mentorship. He tricked me. He's like, I'm going to tell you why you're here today. I was like, yeah, I got my computer. We're going to go over some stuff. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, then what are we talking about? He's like, you're at this place in your life right now where you're about to step into a different space of abundance. Like, you can tell you're alone a lot. You're looking up a lot. You forget what you talk about when you do calls. You forget what you talk about when you do events, which means that something's using you. That means that you're a vessel, okay? But he says there's gonna be more hate than you've ever received in your life, but not because you're a bad person, because of how much they hate themselves. You have to remember that instead of going into this vicious game plan to hurt other people, that vengeance is never yours, that's God's. So if you say someone hurts you and you say, I pray for them for they don't know, that's like a curse word. Someone is dissing you, saying crazy stuff, says, I'm gonna let God handle this. That's scary, man, because I know what God done to my life, and that is scary. I'm gonna let God handle this. You can change your voice and everything. Oh, you feel that way about me? I'm gonna let God handle this. Just give it to God, right? Well, what happens, what he said was that, you all know this, that he'll make a feast and a table in front of your enemies. And you'll dine, a feast in front of your enemies. So I said, bet. I said, this is what I'm gonna do now. You know, doesn't mean that doesn't keep, like, the sadness is still there, you know, because God will now test you with the people that you're closest. You know, I got tested. One of the main reasons why I had a 2-minute breakdown where all these emotions and I couldn't stop crying was the one person that I trusted the most is my daughter's mom. Even though we're co-parents, she's like my best friend. And I didn't know that she was on medicine and got off her medicine. And she called me. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a good conversation. We're about to talk about, you know, chop it up and anything. She told me all these things. You're the worst father I've ever seen in my entire life. You never take blame or responsibility for anything. You'll never amount to anything. You're just a deadbeat. Like you just, like if you really were a good father, you'd be successful by now, and you're hitting that goals. You know, like I don't care how much development that you do, you'll always be trash. I sat there, I was just like listening and listening and listening. And I said, all right, well, I agree. Hence why I do all these things. So you have a wonderful day, and I'll let you go. And then this was the first time that I ever asked for help. Because you got to ask for help. And I texted my creative director. I said, can you please come home? Like, just please come home. And as soon as he walked in, he's like, what's wrong? I just put my hands like this, and just it all came out. It all came out for like 2 minutes, because obviously, like, I'm pretty thug, so I only cry for 2 minutes. That's it. So 2 minutes, and after that, he's like, what's up? What's up? What's up? What are you talking about? You see nothing. You didn't see anything, all right? Don't you dare tell this to anyone. I'm just kidding. No, I was breaking down, and what's funny is that the one person I told you is my friend that, you know, that I like. I'm just crying, breaking down, and for some reason, she's FaceTiming me at that moment. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is embarrassing. I'm gonna wipe my tears and talk for a bit. The reason why I'm saying this is because you guys watch Chairman Elites and all these people. They put up this show. They put up this facade and this image that they're perfect. Like, I know that even, you know, when you truly convicted of the Holy Spirit, right? Pride, even if it's subtle, is still pride. Even if it's subtle, it's still pride. You know, one of the main things that I felt like when I first spoke, and I was like, wow, that was so amazing. I could see the development. And I remember Katie, which is Jason's now fiance. I don't know, are they married now? You never know, because they just be like, just randomly doing stuff, you know? And then they were talking to me, they said, how do you feel about like your change? And everyone's like asking you to speak at all this stuff. And I don't know why I kept saying, I was like, I have to go upstairs. I need to go upstairs. I have to go upstairs. And they said, why you got to go upstairs? I said, I have to go upstairs because if I'm not careful, I'm going to think that it's all me. If I'm not careful, I'm going to think that it's all me. And I know what happens when I'm prideful. It gets removed. Now, here's the thing about the removal of when you're being prideful. It's the desires of your heart. Did you know that the desires of your heart might not even be money? It could be the relationship of the family or the relationship that you're in. This is the reason why people who are making a lot of money and they have all this money and they do all these wrong things and they're prideful. Maybe the desires of their heart is their wife. Now they don't got a wife no more. So you got to think about this type of stuff. It's a lot deeper. And the reason why I'm going deeper when it comes to everybody is because this is the time frame where we need to focus. This is a time frame where we need to be spiritually strong. And how to be spiritually strong? By being spiritually vulnerable, right? You be focusing and developing and becoming better. And to have exaltation in the way that you feel. And if someone says, oh, you're being sappy. Of course I'm being sappy. Duh. Like, you know, just have confidence. Just be confident in the way that you feel. When I saw something, I got sent like some angel number stuff, whatever. And I think I did a call to it, and it says that when you live your life where you speak your authentic truth, you'll always live a blessed life. But if we learn how to speak our truth with grace and compassion, then we'll never have to worry about anything. Okay? So I was like, okay, let me speak that. I put up this caption the other day. I think it's very powerful that everybody needs to really reflect on, right? I don't know if you read it, but if you did, you hear it again, right? You'll never regret a choice. Are you guys cool with all this information? Because I know I'm talking too much. Like, are you guys cool with all this? Because, like, yes, deep, yes. Keep going. All right, cool. I don't care. My creative director's been outside, dehydrated in 120-degree weather, but hey, whoever doesn't kill him will make him stronger, right? So, this guy is doing calls. So much of our human suffering grows out of our fear that we won't do it right. Okay. So when I read this, I want you to think as if I'm sitting next to you and I'm reading this to you. And I'm reading this to you, or you're reading this to yourself. So much of our human suffering grows out of our fear that we won't do it right. The faith experiment that has changed my life more than any idea I've ever had is, if I speak and act my truth in love, whatever happens is the best possible thing that can happen. I've been running this faith experiment for 3 years now, and nothing has brought me more peace, love, and grace. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you cannot do anything wrong if you do it in truth. Truth will heal what needs to be healed, and it will reveal what needs to be revealed, right? I bring up relationship stuff because everybody be hanging out, aka relationships these days. Oh, we just hanging out. You guys are having sex. You guys are doing the dirty, right? So why you can't keep me around you, because I'm just gonna tell the truth. So but here's the thing though, how many people have damaged people because you don't tell the truth and the fact that you don't love that person, which in return you break their heart 3 years later. You cause more damage. I don't want to hurt them. You're gonna hurt them way more because you keep using the word of love. Like, it's crazy, right? So each step, okay, let's read that again. Truth will heal what needs to be healed, and it will reveal what needs to be revealed, right? I say this all the time. You know, God always says all the time, like, you need to reveal these things. If you reveal it, then you'll heal it. You know, if you forgive the people of the harm that they caused you, God will heal the pain that they've caused you. Does this make sense? Right? That's why you say all the time from Bobby Marcus, whatever happened to you is not your fault. Finding healing is your responsibility. Finding healing is your responsibility. When I forgive the person that caused me pain, God will heal me from the pain that they caused me, right? Truth will heal what needs to be healed and reveal what needs to be revealed. Each step you take in truth, your self-love will grow. Your self-respect will grow. Your felt sense of worthiness will grow. To walk this world in truth will bring your true friends to you, or bring your true lovers to you, or bring your true mentors to you. To walk in truth will bring you to God. You will know miracles. You will know synchronicities. You will know in your bones that there's something else, something greater guiding you. This is what truth has taught me. And I hope that if you have any doubt, you'll try this faith experiment. Dare to walk in truth. Dare to share what you feel. Speak what wishes to be spoken. Dare to bear who and what you really are to the world. Try it for a month like God came to you and asked you. Dare to see what happens. I love you, and I believe nothing I've learned can heal people more than this single simple belief. Okay? I will reshare this on my Instagram right now, so you could just go to that post. Okay? So I don't know why this popped up in my head too as well, but I want everyone to focus on this. I want everyone to focus on this. Progression is greater than perfection. Okay? For all the people that are perfectionists, that's the good quality, as long as it doesn't keep you still. How much of a perfectionist was Kobe Bryant? Or is, you know? How much of a perfectionist? You guys know why he's a perfectionist, right? Because he's a Virgo. Everybody knows that. Duh. So is Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Idris Elba. You mean like, you know, these greats. So that's what but what was I even talking about? Oh, perfectionism, right? But the perfectionism created movement. It created forward movement. It didn't create stagnation. See, some people have perfection, like that they have this perfectionism to the point where it creates stagnation. That you're waiting for the right thing to take place in order for you to go all in. Well, guess what? The right time was like 3 years ago, right? The right time that you should have broke up in your toxic relationship was before the relationship even started. Like, you know for a fact, oh, he's a bad boy. I don't want to get involved in this, right? But you're involved in it, right? And the reason why we get involved in those things is because we will only go to the mirrors of what's inside of us. So if you feel like you're meant to be in an abusive relationship, if you feel like you're meant to only, like you don't deserve love, you will be attracted. You will attract those situations to you that will cause that to you. So you'll always attract the perspective that you have of yourself. It's all mirrors. It's all mirrors, right? Aren't you guys happy that at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while I'm trading and just researching random stuff? Because it's pretty cool stuff, huh? My ex is like, what's your problem? I'm like, did you know that after 14 to 60 days of semen retention that your androgen receptors get healed within your brain, so it allows to use the testosterone that's in your body? Yeah, sure. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it is cool. That's the reason why guys that masturbate too much, they start to lose their hairline and they have soft skin because there's no testosterone in their body. You probably thought about 2 people in your head right now that always wear hats all the time. You know what I'm saying? They always wear hats all the time. Dang it. Dad? No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke, all right? We can have fun with this, all right? It's not a joke, but it's truth, but whatever. But, yeah, that's fine. Hey, God has a funny sense of humor, too. But, these are all things that, like, they need to take place in order for us to become better people, right? Just this awareness and all this type of stuff, right? Who here feels that this information so far is helping? Okay. So I'm gonna give a plan of action to bring it all back together. That's like one of the things I like to do is just to bring it back, right? The plan of action is don't be a dum-dum. No, I'm just kidding. That's what Alex Martin would say. I didn't want to be a dum-dum playing beer pong in the same garage with my friends. You gotta make a decision. You gotta make a decision to make a decision, which leads to all-out massive action. It goes all-out massive results. Come on, you should know this stuff, right? You're not studying your mentors. Like, oh, I could do everybody right now, but I think this would be bad. This is recorded. It's not about what you could duplicate. It's about what you could teach. All right, let's continue. All right, so here's the plan of action when all it comes to this stuff. Number 1 is forgive others. Forgive others. You're over here attached to all these frequencies and these pulls to things that are unnecessary, right? It's irrelevant. Okay? Number 2 is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I'm bringing this up, but check this out. If you're on here, shout out to you, brother. But we did this thing to where we took certain aspects of us that we hated and we burnt it, threw it in the water, did something, right? So watch this. When I saw this, I cried because I know who this person is directly. So if you're on this, shout out to you. I don't need to say your name because you need to get clout all the time. But look, can you see the page right now? You can't see that, right? Let me turn this up. Can you see that? Yeah? Yep, Felix, if you're on here, shout out to you for allowing me to troll you all the time because your first language is Spanish, so you never understand my jokes. So shout out to you, man. But these are things that we have to let go when it comes to ourselves. So what are we letting go? So then you could write to yourself all the things that is like bad, that you don't like, the things that cause damage and pain to other people, everything. And you just burn it. You either burn it, throw it in the water, and I don't know, you crumple it up, throw it at people. Just do whatever. It's just gone. It's just gone, okay? And then you start to write down all the qualities of who you say that you are, who you say that you're declaring, all these things. If you say, just like Jim Quick says, that if you don't have good memory, you already put a cap on your memory. Or you can say, I have the best memory ever. You start to create this neuropath in your brain that it starts to take place, okay? It starts to take place. You know, I used to stutter until I was 17, 18 years old. Every time that I was about to say something to my stepdad, he would mock me. He'd be like, you effing retard, just shut up, right? So I never would speak, but I would speak with my eyes. I'd be like, what are you looking at like that? What? I didn't say anything. But how can a person that goes from stuttering and having social anxiety, and I was deathly afraid of talking to my crushes for sure. I'll literally just walk right past them. And it's like, you know, but how can I go from that to speaking on stage? How? Because you start to say, I am an amazing speaker. I am a powerful speaker. I am these things. Why? Because God's going to equip me. If I don't have that, God's going to equip me with this. And all of a sudden, you start to create these neural paths in your brain. And then all of a sudden, you're at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning researching about how to cure social anxiety. And then you're reading books about how to get better at communication. And you're learning about tonality. And then all of a sudden, you go into this place called interrogation school where they teach you how to communicate, right? They teach you how to listen to your eyes. They teach you on how to pierce the paradigm of a lot of people. The moment that you decide and the moment you declare of what you say that you are, your habits will start to change towards it. Your reticular activating system, the same way when people talk about cars and stuff, will be shifted towards the opportunities that allow for that one thing to grow in your life, okay? If you say that you never had love or you never can love people, I love people all the time. I love myself. I love people all the time, right? You can't look up interrogation school. It's very secret, it's very hidden. You need top secret security clearance for the sensitive compartment information tag, whatever. Hence why you never know, right? Does it make sense though? So whatever you say that you are. Now I want you to think about it like this, right? The thorn that's on your side is really the one entity that is pushing you to surpass everybody in that skill set. Does this make sense? So if you stuttered and you're horrible at speaking, while the people that I bring up like sports, you always have that one person who's very talented. They don't think that they have to work that much. They don't think they have to work that much. Not realizing, here's a little side tip too, because I get sports massage from this girl and then she decided to move to a different place. Very selfish because she was like the best sports massage person ever. And she was telling me, she was doing the deep tissue massage, whatever, which is very painful. So everyone's like, oh, it's a cool massage. No, it's a sense of aggression that you're just like, but also gratitude. And she's like, you have really good hip flexors. She's like, you do sexual transmutation, like retention? I was like, what? You watch my Instagram? Like, I don't have you on Instagram. I was like, why, what's up? She's like, there's all these athletes that could be so big and so powerful and so strong, right? And they keep having hip problems, injury, whatever, because they keep having too much sex. So if they don't have the energy there, the sacral energy that's down there, and it doesn't get to be transferred to their entire body, what happens is these are the people that have knee problems, that always have hip flexor problems, all these things. So it's like, think about it. Like, think about all the top athletes in the world. They're always getting injured all the time. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of a gorgeous man that gets injured all the time, right? You ready? Cam Newton. Boom. Cam Newton. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I've seen like, I'm into fashion. I'm like, man, if I'm ever with someone, and I was like, who's the guy? And then he shows up and like, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Like, I'm not even mad at you. But when you start to see these metrics to these people that are very good looking people, but they're always injured all the time, she says these people that you try to stretch their hip flexors and you can't. Like, it's hard. Like, it's very difficult, right? Isn't that a crazy little information to know? Isn't that crazy? My creative director is just like walking back and forth. That's funny. But yeah, does that make sense? I know I could talk a lot about all these different things, but I don't even know what I was talking about before. But game plan of action, becoming better, writing down exactly. Oh, the reticular activating system towards everything that you say that you are, right? So you're doing that. That's good. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror. I know this is crazy, but Ed Milet was talking to this one guy who created like San Andreas and all these other movies. And he says that you have to have a healthy level of insecurity to become better. Not a level of insecurity, but a healthy level of insecurity that will push you to be better. So what I say is, if you have these thorns on your side and you have hate towards it, use that as fuel to be better. Okay. So with all the people that with talent, like that has talent, but they don't have the hard work, who's going to win? Compound effect. Who's going to win when it comes to speaking? Who's going to win? Is it going to be the person that is just thinks that they're good? Like, watch this. For the next 5 to 10 years in this company, I want you to watch all the people that say the same stuff on stages all the time. And I want you to watch the people that are like, it's different. Like each time is like they're speaking something different, right? The prayer that I use to speak on stage and all this stuff is, you know, don't allow me to be a man on a platform, but allow me to be a platform that you stand on. I do that for every single training, for every single whatever, okay? The one thing that is damaging to you, the thorn, is the one thing that is going to be the gift for your entire future. Does this make sense? My pain was what? My pain was what? My pain was speaking. I was so embarrassed to speak. I now speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. So that one thing is like, why is this always bothering me? Why is it always, because hello, like you're supposed to be going into some deep thing and reading books about it, and developing and becoming better and becoming stronger. And it's the person here that doesn't believe in God that's going to be all in for God. Trust me on this, bro, because I didn't believe. I was like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to debunk everything in this place. Next thing you know, I'm just crying. Just like, what is this? What is this witchcraft? Like, why is this song making me cry? I never heard this song before. Okay, I am chosen. Okay, like these are the things that they choose the people. It's just a funny, like when you go into this, you start to think to yourself, like, dude, bro, you are so funny, man. I say, so that's how I talk to God, bro. You are hilarious. You're hilarious, right? I'll give another example of the one thing that I think was bad. I don't like clingy relationships. Does anybody here love clingy relationships? Ugh, like suffocate you. It's just like, you're always doing calls. Duh. How did you fly to Italy? Who paid for that? I paid because I have to do calls. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all things. And here's the crazy thing. When you start to pray and you start to affirm, you start to sit there and you say, you know what? I don't want that. I want something else. I want someone who's in tune with their emotions and they're independent. They don't get mad at anything that you do, okay? Who here knows about astrological signs? So all of a sudden, the people that I was always attracting all the time were like Cancer and Pisces. Like, no offense saying that. Like, I love you guys to death, for real. Then the person that I'm talking to now is an Aquarius. They have no emotions. So then I'm like, bro, you are so funny, man. Like, you're funny. Now I'm over here like, I wonder what she's singing. I wonder what she's feeling. I wonder what she's thinking. I wonder what she's feeling. So be careful what you pray for, because you'll get it. But it's not going to be in the package that you think that it's going to be. Geminis are crazy. Those are the ones that they act one way, and then you give them a little shot or two, and they're a totally different person, right? Totally different person. Aries, that was my last relationship. That was crazy. Oh, there's a lot of spiritual people here. What was the last thing that I was going to say? Progress, not perfection. A high level of hate that creates fuel, and try to do what I do. Okay, try to do what I do. If you do digital dopamine detox, comparison leads to two things. Okay, it leads to despair because you think that you're not good enough, and it leads to pride because you think that you're better than everybody else. All right. When you click on these stories, whether you like it or not, you're being influenced. The seed is being planted, right? You start to see someone who's in better shape. You're like, you start to feel down about yourself. You know, you start to see someone who just happens to drive a Rolls Royce into an elevator and then goes to their place. And you're like, what am I doing in my life? I got to go up like 5 flights of stairs. This person just drives into an elevator and goes all the way up. Like, you got to be kidding me, right? But you start to compare. Now, when I did this detox before, there's no comparison except against myself. Does this make sense? You go in the gym, you're not even focusing on what other people look like. You're focusing on your spirituality, you're not focusing on what they're doing. You're focusing on your numbers, you're not focusing on what everybody else is doing. Like, this is key. You want to be able to create some crazy break some crazy paradigms and go 100% all in. This is the plan of action. Do a digital dopamine detox. So if you're not watching videos, you're making videos. You're not watching lives. Well, you can watch my lives. Watch my lives, right? You're not watching anyone else's lives. You're making lives. You're making lives. If you go onto your social media right now, and within the next 30 days, you show your face every single day for 30 days. your engagement quadruples. It quadruples because they see your face and people trust and they know you. They can hear your voice. They can feel that they know you on a personal level. And people want to join business with who? People that they like, love, and respect at a very high level. Am I right? So think about that. So use it. Use the digital dopamine detox to create creativity. How are you able to create creativity? Simple. When you watch personal and spiritual development for an hour, I want you to write notes down for that hour. You write notes down for that hour. And within that 1 hour of notes, you're able to create 3 to 5 captions. 3 to 5 captions. So then you do this for 7 days. Then you have 3 to 5 captions every single day that leads to a picture or leads to a video. And in each one of those things too as well is your you can pick, you now have, let's say you did 5. So you have 5 to 7, that's 35. You now have 35 captions for a picture, also for video content. And you also have 35 topics for Instagram Live and Facebook Live. All this stuff is there. See, this is all structural stuff. So that's why people are like, oh, Chris talks about woo-woo. So you don't think that I'm structured? You think I'm structured? I have everything set in 30-minute increments besides this call. So you have 30-minute increments, like 30-minute increments of exactly routines. Warren Buffett has, and I'm not going to bring Bill Gates because this is such a subject for some people, right? Say Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett, is his meetings are only, like his days are 6-minute days, 6-minute activities. Because if not, he's going to lose money. That's how rich he is, right? So 6 minutes. I'm not saying for you to do 6 minutes, but this is to give an example. You call me, you're in my business. You tell me about your life, I'm listening for like 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. That's cool. Yeah. Before I used to do this in previous relationships when I was playing 2K. I'll put on mute, and then I'll just press unmute and be like, for real? And I'll mute it again. Unmute. That's crazy. What are you gonna do? I'll do that. But this time you're sitting there, you're listening, and he said, okay, hold up real quick. I'm heading into a meeting as we speak because I'm not lying. What is the intention of this call? See, my goal as a mentor to you is to help you get to the next level. What is the intention of this call? It's what Oprah Winfrey does to every meeting. Before every meeting starts, she says, what is the intention of this meeting? What is the intention of this meeting? And at the end, she goes, what is the plan of action? What is the intention of this meeting? What is the plan of action? What is the intention of this training? And what is the plan of action? When you do that, you always create movement. You always create movement, okay? Am I on the TV back there this whole time? You have all these, that's crazy. You guys are crazy. Some random Filipino kids just on a TV. That's weird. I would have dressed better. Sorry. But, is there a shirt in here? Wait. You guys getting value from this though, right? So what is the intention? What is the intention of this meeting? Was it, yo, I love you to death, but yo, what's up, man? Because like, you're supposed to be a very masculine frame right now. When was the last time that you romantically touched yourself? Because you're really feminine right now, and you're just focusing on this like, expression of self. And like, we need to create a plan of action. Because at the end of the day, your mom's bones are still hurting from working 12 to 14-hour shifts. And what's the goal? You know how easy it is to hit plus 600? You do it in an hour. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? Like, yo, I care about you. The reason why I'm hard is because I care about you. Right? See, when you start to do this type of stuff, it starts to create this culture that's freaking awesome. Just people developing each other and growing and growing and growing, and things are moving fast. See, the season I'm in right now is that I made a commitment. Where is it? I made a commitment that on August 7th, the night before at midnight, I did 4 rounds of breathing exercises with my friend, right? 4 rounds of breathing exercises, and I prayed and I committed. I said, I'll give you everything. I'm tired of holding on to this stuff. I give you my mind. I give you my heart. I give you my soul. I give you my body. I give you my kids. I give you everything. Like, I give you my whole everything. There's no way that I could do this. Just like what the creator of Fear God said when they said, you know, aren't you scared for putting God in this? And he said the most powerful statement. I am so scared to not have God in any part of my life. To not have him in my marriage, with my kids. Hence why it's called fear of God. Right? Fear of God. Not fear, I'm scared, right? Fear of not having him in every part of our lives. How crazy is that? right? Does anyone know how, this is a little side note, I'm still going on this stuff, but does anyone know how Off-White was created? The name of Off-White? Does anyone know? This is so crazy, it's so dope, because it's just like, does anyone know like the ASAP Rocky crew? ASAP Rocky, okay, so you know who ASAP 12 is? So when he's with Virgil, he says, Off-White like the crack rock. Off-White. That's a bar right there. So the one entity that they try to control, right? They try to control that the community with crack, right? He called Off-White, like the crack rock. Now everyone is spending thousands of dollars for this brand from every ethnicity. Do you understand how powerful that is? Flip the script. You try to control us, no, we control you. You paying thousands of dollars for these shoes, so you're enslaved to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how crazy it is when you start to research these brands. Like think about all these hype beast kids just like spending thousands of dollars for these shoes, right? They're now enslaved to these shoes. The same way they tried to enslave with the crack rock. Yo, isn't that trippy? Come on, man. This is what you do at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is what happens when you're on retention. Well, I'm not having sex. I might have to research some stuff and, you know, just look at these books and everything. Like these are all things that we have to understand, because then you could find ways to expand your market, right? So this goes into another topic. How do I create influence within the marketplace? I'll give you an example. You ready? You want to hit chairman, chairwoman? Number one, who here has been through, let's say you could put one painful moment and experience. Who here has been through one, I'm talking about traumatic pain and experience. You don't have to say it on here, just say I, or whatever, me, right? Who's experienced this? It should be everybody, right? There's something, growing up, something. When it comes to relationship, something, okay? You have a voice. Do you feel that there's 500 people in the world that also experience it too, that feel that they're alone? Tell your story. Tell your story. Your story will free people, because then they could be on Instagram Live watching you. And they said, I thought I was alone in this. I thought I was over here I thought I was the only one. And if she could get through that and be as powerful as she is, be as open, then I got permission too. I got conscious and subconscious permission. I'm reaching out to this person because I need this person in my life, because I thought I was all by myself. You know what I'm saying? For anyone here that's suicidal, you know, just from me stating what I stated, how many people have experienced the same thing that I talked about my traumatic experiences? You know what I'm saying? You're just like, yo, me too. Yo, me too. There's over 500 people that have been through that. There you go. There's your chairman, chairwoman game plan, right? Second thing, when it comes to your brand, all you do is you take your name and then you write down all these little circles connected to your name of things that you enjoy. Okay, things that you enjoy. Things that you enjoy. Such a good song. So let's say, for instance, you guys are, you know, basketball fans of the best team that's out there in the world, which is obviously the Lakers, right? Everyone is Lakers fans because this is the best team in the world. Go ahead, say something else. I'll remove you from this call. No, I was kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't you dare say Celtics or Clippers. But I'm gonna give you an example on this. Okay, so we go. Wow, the Lakers happen to have 14.3 million followers. Interesting. Let me click on a picture real quick. Oh, 196 comments. That's crazy. So what if I went on to this video of, you know, Anthony Davis is being what he is, right? And I'm able to go on there, talk about like, yo, this is crazy. I reach out to these people. I add them. I talk to them and said, yo, did you see what happened last night? Like, that's crazy. Or did you see what happened in the draft? Or do you think they're going to keep so-and-so, all this stuff? Like, how many people that you could relate to when it comes to sports now? See, what's happening when it comes to this business is everybody looks like a bunch of network marketers. No one looks like real people. So all of a sudden you reach out. Do you think you get 500 people, right? You're lucky I'm a Trae Young fan, right? Like you're You think that 500 people that are watching the games will be interested in what we do? What is the commonality? You both love these teams. So if I reach out now during a draft process or what's going on in the NBA, what do you think about this? Do you think that they're going to do this? Or what do you think of the game last night? Don't you think that so-and-so, like, they should have, like, they barely won? And you start to create this conversation with these people. And then all of a sudden you said, yo, so, like, what do you do for a living, man? Like, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, I just do this, blah, 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 blah. And you find their pain. Boom, there you go. There's another way to hit chairman, chairwoman, right? Who here is, the #1 football team in the world, the Los Angeles Chargers, right? Am I right on this or am I wrong? I was like, this dude needs to get off. I ain't no Chargers fan. Right, so let's go Los Angeles Chargers. There's 709,000, like, amazing, powerful people that are Chargers fans. Okay, well, this is a funny video. Like, let's look. How many comments on this? New unis taking some getting used to, right? 107 comments. What if I reach out to all those people like, bro, what do you think about these new uniforms? That's kind of like a mixture of, like, the old school throwbacks, and I always believe that the Chargers have the best uniforms. Even people that aren't Chargers fans say, yeah, they got dope uniforms, right? 107 comments. That's 107 people I could be like, yo, what do you think about the new uniforms? Like, oh, it's freaking sick. I was like, oh, how long you been Chargers fan for? I was like, I've been since I was 4. My grandpa said that if I don't like the Chargers, the Lakers, or the Padres, I sleep outside. So I had no choice. I wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z, he didn't let me. I had to watch the Lakers, right? That's the thing about how many people here could be able to hit chairman, chairwoman just from reaching out to those people. During the draft, who do you think is going to be the individual? Is it going to be, do you think it's going to be Tyrod Taylor as a QB? Or do you think it's going to be freaking Herbert? Right? Which one do you think it's going to be? Like, which one do you think it's going to be? I don't know. I think it's blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So, like, what do you do for a living? Like, you see that your brand is involving who you are as a person. So you're not losing your identity at all. Secondly, you don't think that I'm manifesting being on the field? What the heck? What is a chairman 7? You think a chairman 750 can't be on the field? I'm going to be on the field. I'm going to be there. It's like, yo, good game, man. And like, who's just a kid? And I was like, it's me. Your best friend, because affirmations are real, right? I'm going to be courtside. You want to know how I'm going to be courtside? I'm going to show you a text message. I'm going to show you a text message. It says, Miguel mentioned that you're interested in getting information on courtside tickets. I wanted to reach out. Were you still interested in the tickets? Come on. Come on. There's people that have been through pain that couldn't even afford to watch a Barcelona game. These are the same people that later on down the line, when they have massive success, they have a booth for their family. When people ask them, why do you have a booth for your family? I said, because I remember when I couldn't even afford to watch this on TV. We're so poor. But I promised myself that being in this place, now I have everything. You know what I'm saying? I have everything. Now, what if you're in fitness or all these things? Is there 500 people, men or women that's into that fitness thing that you're into, right? Like, you have to think about this stuff. If you're plant-based, is there 500 plus people that are plant-based as well? What if you're very faith-based? Is there 500 people that are faith-based that, sermon pops up for the church that you like? Like, yo, what did you think about that message? You see what I'm saying here? The sense of relatability. The reason I'm saying this is because I've been in situations before where I thought that my list was done. No, it just started. It just started because I have a level of commonality, right? And I can say, yo, did you see Pastor Stephen Furtick's new thing about being alone? That's crazy. I could relate to that heavily. Like, what was your perspective on it? Did it speak to you? They're like, yeah, it did speak to me. It's like, in what ways? You don't think there's 500 plus people I could talk to on the sermons that happen every single Sunday? Because I watch all of them. I watch Pastor Stephen Furtick. I watch Pastor Michael Todd. I watch Pastor Rich Wilkerson. I watch Pastor Judah Smith. And I end up on some random ones, Bishop T.D. Jakes. All this, it's like, you don't think there's 500 people that watch the same message as you that you could be like, yo, how did you feel about this message? It really impacted me in a crazy way. When freaking Bishop T.D. Jakes says that, he didn't make trees, he didn't make tables and chairs, God made trees. I was like, yo, wait a minute. Come on, don't do that to me. I don't want to make no tables and chairs. Or I guess I have to now, you could speak about these things all right there, but we keep getting so confused in this perspective that no one wants to join our business. No one wants to build this business. You have to create a sense of relatability. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Right now, I just gave you probably possibly 5 or 6 ways to hit chairman and chairwoman fast. But then again, I'm just some short Filipino kid that's 5'5.5", doesn't know what I'm talking about. All right. And I feel better when I say half. Okay. I've also been researching YouTube videos of how to get taller. So one day. But does this make sense? So write down your name, because your name is your brand, and write down all the things you enjoy, your sports team, your music, all this type of stuff. I'll give another example, right? There's this band called The Neighborhood. Right? Have you ever listened to The Neighborhood before? Like Sweater Weather, all that type of stuff. It's all like love stuff. I'm not really into it, but sometimes I listen to it. But I just can't listen to it all the time, right? This is a song that I keep playing. Cherry flavored. So what if I go to their Instagram page, in the YouTube, in the comments, and I reach out to these people? I'm like, dude, did you hear this masterpiece that was created? I've been playing all night. Like, how long you been listening to The Neighborhood for? Come on. Like, it's literally all right there. Like, it's all right there. The music that you like, the music. Yo, when Key Glock dropped his album, I messaged him. I was like, hey man, I'm your #1 fan. Right? But I'm saying is like, what if I go on to the comments and like, bro, yo, this like, because I researched Young Dolph. I researched Key Glock. Why? Because they're an independent label. The same way that Russ and all these other people are. They make their own money, right? If you listen to Trick or Treat, what he says that I got tired of buying cars. I started buying property. This is real life monopoly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are all things that they're teaching. What if I go into that YouTube, video, and I write like, bro, there's so much nugs in this. How long you been listening to freaking Dolph for? For a minute. I'm like, since when? And you bring back like the old school songs, like, bro, you huge fan. I'm like, yeah, it's like, it helps you when it comes to business and stuff, to tap into that kind of like, feeling and vibration. How about you? What do you do for a living? Come on, man. Is this enough? Like, you guys want more? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is music. This is the things that you enjoy. These things that you love. Why? Because then when you're at that concert, but there's a different level of experience because you're in the VIP section, so you're not trying to bump around everybody. You're just saying that you're enjoying the music with the people that you love. That's all that matters, right? Think about it. I listen to Anjuna Beats, Anjuna Deep, like Above and Beyond, all this type of stuff. You understand the fan base behind the Anjuna family? And every week is an episode. Every week is an episode. Every week is an episode. So if I go to the SoundCloud, if I go to the YouTube, and I kind of like, dude, this one song, I can't stop listening to it. And this one thing, I can't stop listening to it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to agree with you. They're going to agree with you. They're going to be like, dude, I can't stop listening to either, right? I can't stop listening to either. And then you create that commonality, that confluence, right? The commonalities, right? And all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, you like this song? That's crazy. So what do you do? Come on, man. It's so easy. Like, it's so easy. It's when we try to be something that we're not, is when things get difficult, right? What does it say in the Bible? When a man walks around with his nose held up in the air, he ends up falling flat on his face. But when a man becomes himself, he ends up becoming more than himself. So the whole time, all you had to do was be yourself. This whole time, all you had to do was be yourself. You just had to be yourself. Yes, understand the skills of network marketing, understand the skills of trading currency, and understand the skills of e-commerce, whatever it may be, but you're able to just be yourself and enjoy these things. I don't care if you think my music's stupid. Is that the reason why you're on London session vibing out to it the whole time? You're like, oh, this is stupid. This is so stupid. Why are you still watching? Why are you still on it? I don't like the way this guy speaks. You're on my Instagram live. Leave me alone then. I go do something else. But this is how you're able to build your brand. It's you. So we've been suppressing ourselves because you think that in network marketing, you got to be this person that's just suited and booted and that's it. And have this is a network marketing face where you just look like you feel like you're God. I'm over here like, what's wrong with you? What are you thinking about? Like, you got to take a shit? Like, what's going on right now? Like, you okay? Because your nose is really high up in the air right now. If I tripped you, you would fall flat on your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promised myself I'll never be that way. If I say this to other people, they'll be like, what do you know? You're not that. Yeah, I am in my mind. Except this time, I'll have it, and I'll have happiness. I'll have my kids. I'll have my marriage. I'll have all this stuff. There's no sacrifices of all that. I'm doing this in a faith-based way, to do this the right way without having to change who I am as a person. Does this make sense? I hate when my music cuts off. This is my boy's car. I don't have a car. Just to let you guys know, I walk everywhere. Nah, I gave it to my ex. Give her my Lexus. Because I'm getting a Tesla truck at the end of the year. Okay. Does everybody understand that part, though, for that game plan? Whoever feels that you could just add to your list now. Anyone feel that you could add to your list? You could add to your list? I'm so confused. What happened to my music? There you go. It's back. All right. So, the list, the brand, you who you are as a person, all these things, you become yourself. It all adds up. That's the plan of action for your social media marketing and all these things. And one of the last things I want to say too is be present. Like, be completely present. Do you understand that we live in a generation where no one's noticed? Okay. Oh, for trading stuff? Yeah, I just gave you all the nugs for trading stuff. Just, bro, like all the stuff for giving and all these things, anything, yeah, I'll end this one session. But, because this week, you have no idea. So when I did my prayer at midnight, I brought God into my trading. I was like, let's go in the charge. Just see what's up with it. Like, why am I limiting myself? If I had the audacity to say prayers that make the sun stand still, then I could pray for some supernatural trade setups. I could pray for some Holy Spirit type of trade setups. Well, why do we think that it's only limited to only one entity? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we tap into that, into our entire organization? I invite God into everything, into all my leaders and all these things, like, to just to help, just to help. So training stuff's dope. But be present. We live in a generation where nobody's noticed. Every single person will want to join your business just because you notice them. And how do you notice them? You listen with your eyes. You hear the song? Yeah. When you listen with your eyes and you take your phone and you turn it off and you put it down. This is a good dating tip, by the way, too. This is like super kudo points, right? You put the phone down, and you do this. I'm just kidding, don't do that. That's kind of what I'm saying, but you listen and you're listening and you're listening. So now when someone's like, I really want to join this business, I'll sit there saying, for a while, like, what's up? Like, oh, I want to make money. I said, that's BS. Why are you here? Oh, because no. Like, why are you here? Because the way that I do business is I qualify people a certain way. And the way that I qualify is, in order for me to be able to take care of you, I need to know you. I need to know your pain. I need to know your struggles. I need to know your trials. I need to know your tribulations. I just lay it all out on me, so that way I could be able to help in certain things. Because you might think that a lot of these solutions is money, and yes, it is. It helps, okay? But it's like, I need to get deeper with you. Just like Bob Proctor says, I need to be in the same vibration, the same frequency as you in order to help you. And then they tell their whole story, and they'll be with you for life. Does this make sense? Then, think about this. You're now duplicating while you're over here, happen to be on your first vacation with your family, and everybody's all with you, and you're visualizing it wherever it is, wherever you decide that you want it to be. You're visualizing. And then all of a sudden, you now know that your business is being run in that fashion. You know that your entire organization, or 30,000 people, because, hey, you want 30,000 people, you got to declare this stuff. You want 30,000, that means that there's people that are sitting down at coffee shops. There's people at events. There's people on FaceTimes that's asking the same question. I want to know you. Let's get deep about this. In order for me to understand how to help you with the problems of your life, you got to talk to me about these things. There's not a place to just make some money. I said, no, you got to get deep. Like, open up. Like, let's open up together. You don't want to open up? Let me open up to you, and then you can open up to me. You know what I'm saying? And then your whole business is now built towards just bleeding, like, positivity, compassion, and love, and understanding, and internalizing. And it's still moving with a sense of urgency. We are now moving into a sense of urgency of finding their pain instantly and then finding the solution to their pain. Does this make sense? right? Don't mistake all this stuff with like the woo stuff with a lack of numbers, because it's not. It's not at all, right? It doesn't make any sense how I could have 1.2 million volume and then now it's over 4 point something million, right? Unless God was involved. I was just a kid sleeping on the floor. Okay? Watch this. I'm gonna read you something. This made me emotional. This guy that I know for a very long time, he wrote me. And he said, "I'll never forget watching an old YouTube video of you. This was years ago, and the video is likely long gone, when you were sleeping on the floor on a mattress. And someone woke you up to check your phone, and then all your trades from the night before were in profit." He said that stuff stuck with me, man, and motivates the hell out of me to keep working every day. The 2020 grind is real, but I'm in this for the long haul. The real come up will happen in 2021 and 2022. And then you know what I'm gonna say to him? No, it's already done. It's right now. What do you mean? What are these limiting beliefs? Why you want to wait till 2021? Why can't we be this now, right? What is manifestations? It's the serenity of beingness. It means that it's calm, peaceful, untroubled, to not fret, not to worry, right? And to be in a place to where it's already done. It's done, it's right now. I'm wealthy right now. I'm successful right now. I'm a chairman elite right now, right? If you don't believe that, then that means that your level of faith in God is very little, okay? The audacity, right, that Jesus has to tell someone who's literally sinking into the water, saying, "Oh, you have little faith." How many people would be like, "Yo, bro, you tripping? I'm on top of water right now, and I'm sinking, and you tell me that I have little faith?" Like, come on. So we have to think of ourselves in those positions that hold on real quick. You know you could come in here, right? You can come in, man. Why are you hiding from me, man? You're not hiding from me. Oh, wait, it's locked. Sorry. You play music or DJ or something?
Yeah, thank you. It's hot.
Anyway, this is my creative director, Emmanuel. Show your face only for 2 seconds.
Hello.
No, for real, just say what's up.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's all the stuff you guys are gonna be saying. Okay, listen from this guy, right? But does everyone understand what I'm saying? Declare it now. I'm leaving off of this because I'm totally late, but it's okay. It's all worth it, right? So check this out. You got to declare right now. You have to declare it, and it has to be consistent. This is what happens when it comes to manifestations and affirmations. You start to create this frequency bubble, this frequency cloud around you, this aura. But every time that you start believing that, you start going into limiting beliefs and restrictions, all these things, and it starts falling back in place again. So you never become a magnetic field. You never get to be creating this level of gravity, pulling these good things towards you because you believe and then you don't believe. And there's this battle with feeling that you have it, and then there's this feeling of fear that it won't happen, right? If you want to have the confidence to be able to manifest these things, whatever, you have to have the habits that Chairman 750. You have to have the mentality. You have to be studying like that Chairman 750, right? You have to be healthy like that Chairman 750. Not the Chairman 750s you see right now. You as a Chairman 750, right? There's a different breed. It's a different breed. I already know for a fact that within this time frame, in this window of opportunity, for the next 2 years, there's gonna be way better Chairman elites. Why? Because people on this call are them, creating them, and I'm creating them, right? I'm creating them. And I made this commitment last night when I was talking to a buddy of mine that from now on, you're no longer going to see me in the shadows of this company, right? Everyone always says all the time, like, man, you should be up, you should be more and more, have more exaltation to be. You want me to be the face of it? I'll be the face of it. So I'm gonna step in there because if I see things I don't agree with, then I need to go in there and to be that light in that place. You know what I'm saying? But the only way for people to understand and to believe me, I gotta get the results. So being in Chairman Elite, I can now be able to say, yo, listen to me. Listen to me. I bring in over 4 million a month into this company. Listen to me. And they can listen now. Why? Because results is not because of being vain. It's a reflection of the intangible that's inside. So whatever you think, whatever you feel is expressed and manifested into your tangible reality. Does this make sense? Okay. So can everybody do that? Can everybody just declare constantly? Every time that you don't have belief in it, You can hit yourself in the chest and just be like, what are you talking about? I am a chairman of 750. If you want help with that, study Tony Robbins. Watch the business interview that he did with the interview from I don't know, INC something. But you can watch it. You just type in Tony Robbins leadership. And he talks about that if you live in your mind, you're always running around in circles. But if you understand your physiology, you could change your state. So when you tell yourself that I declare that I'm happy, I declare that what he says, that God's abundance is flowing like an avalanche, flowing through my entire body, through my very entity, throughout my very beingness, to everybody else. And they're attracting this stuff too as well. Look at the life that Tony Robbins was able to create. You have the same power too as well, right? Does it make sense? Can we do that? Can we do that declaration today, from this moment, all the time? Have accountability partners. Like, man, I hope this happens. Like, what are you talking about? You already have it. One day. What do you mean one day? You mean today? You mean today you have it? You mean today you have it, right? You mean today you have it? You have to yell at them. But for real, like, you have to just declare it. You're not going to believe it at first. The reason why you don't believe it is because it's not a neural path in your brain yet. It takes 65 to 365 days for it to be etched into your brain, to create the tree branches in your brain. The only way to damage that tree branch is alcohol, weed, and sexual intimacy. It damages that stuff. Most importantly, not even sexual intimacy, pornography. It damages the gray matter in your brain, okay? It damages the gray matter in your brain. So when you declare these things consistently, I am a chairman elite, I am a chairman of 750, you know, God's abundance is like an avalanche flowing through my entire entity, through my entire beingness, is flowing. My family's taken care of. You know, my family's apart, but they're not apart anymore. Why? Because I'm flying both parties out for myself and for my future wife, and they're flying the whole family. They're gonna sit there in this jungle-like freaking modern home, and then I'm sitting there, and I'm there at dinner, and I'm sitting, and I instead of being this person that is shocked by it, you're there like, this is exactly how I pictured it, and more. Every person that won the gold medal, every person that won the championship, every person that did all these crazy things, is a sense of relaxation, of relief. Why? Because exactly what they pictured. They're never like, you know, someone wins a fight. They're like, what? I won? Like no one's like, no one's saying, like, I can't believe I won. They sat there and it's like, this is exactly how I pictured it. This is exactly how I manifested in my mind, right? And for all the people that's been going through pain, you're gonna get that back tenfold. But you just have to believe that, and you just have to declare it, all right? I gotta hop off on here because I'm totally late for a barbecue. And I appreciate you guys, and I know that was long, but this is the first time I've ever been able to do call for everybody here. And yeah, let's get it.
Let's go!
Yeah, they're crazy. Yo, appreciate you guys. And there's a party. I need to come over. Yo, I love you guys. Yo, I appreciate all this. Let's go. Let's go. You guys are crazy. Yeah. Yo, we got you. I got you.
Yo. Thank you so much, man. We love you so much. We know you got to go. We're super grateful. We just got so many nuggets, and that social media. Oh my God. And it's faith and so many nuggets. We're definitely going to play it back tonight. We love it. We're grateful for you. And we support you every single step of the way, man. Let's go. And listen, 21 Days of Growth. We only watch who? Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go. Y'all, thank y'all so much for hopping. Thank y'all so much for hopping on the call. Y'all be blessed at the end of the call. Peace and blessings to you.